What's up, creepers and geekers? Chris the Atari Creep, and welcome to the first episode of the Atari Creep's Creepy Crawl. Now, these videos aren't necessarily going to be creepy related. I may tackle some subjects here and there that are on a more spooky nature. God knows New England, Massachusetts itself is known for a lot of that stuff. But I just like the ring of the words creepy crawl. In fact, the next van I buy, if I ever get one to customize, not only will make these videos easier, but I plan to call the creepy crawl. I live vicariously through a lot of YouTubers that do adventure videos and like abandoned videos. People like Dan Bell and Adam the Wounds and the like. And honestly, a little thing about the creep a lot of people don't know is right out of high school, I had actually planned on taking some money I'd saved up, buy this van off my friend's father, throw a beanbag in the back, a cooler, maybe a dog, and my acoustic guitar, and just travel and take pictures. Of course, YouTube didn't exist back in 1994 when I graduated, but long story short, life happened and I never got to do it. But I do love these adventure videos, and there is a lot of really interesting little things that don't really get very well documented here locally, at least in New England, located in Massachusetts personally. But so I figured as I explore them, especially with my girlfriend's kids and maybe even my girlfriend from time to time, that I would share it with you guys. So if this isn't your cup of tea, I totally get it. Don't worry about it. But if it is, I really hope you follow me on these little adventures. Nothing else is changing. I'm just adding more to the channel just to diversify it a little bit more. It's a creative outlet for me, and you've heard me say it 100 times. It's always been meant to be multi-purposed. So with all that, let's just get right into the video. I hope you really do enjoy my first episode of the Creepy Crawl. I figured this one was fitting because it ties into one of my actual videos. And without further ado, roll the footage. What's up, creepers and geekers? Chris, the Atari Creep. Hey, welcome to my first episode of the Creepy Crawl. My little minuscule adventures I feel are cool enough, at least, to share with you guys. So where are we going for the inaugural video? If you recall, back in October of last year, I did a video, my 100th video Halloween special. And between that video and a few pictures I posted on Instagram, I took some pictures of a 12-inch Frankenstein's monster model that Mike over at Irmo Custom Models put together and was gracious enough to send out to me. And a lot of people had asked me about it, especially Mike. He's like, you didn't go to Ireland or something, did you? Like, nope. No, this is an area called Mount Hood. It's in the southeast corner, I believe, of Melrose, Massachusetts, the town in which I grew up in. And I don't know, maybe I should just give you a little bit of history on the place, but it's basically a golf course now. We already drove by it on the left there. There's the main hall and the pro shop is right there. And what we're doing is we're driving up an access road that takes us to the tower. Now, there's ponds all over this property. The town I grew up in is known for how many ponds that it has. In fact, at one point it was called Pond Field. And this was a popular area in the 30s and 40s for mainly winter recreational sports, skiing and sledding and stuff. And we still use the 10th tee of the golf course to sled to this day. And but one of its really cool features is this tower that's way in the back. Now, way back in the day, we had the Wampanoag Indians here in this part of Massachusetts. And they used to call this area Bear Hill. And somewhere around like 1907, there was a gentleman named Weldon Hood who owned it, and he sold the land to John Slayton. And shortly thereafter, John Slayton made this pathway and built I believe it was a wooden tower where the tower now exists. And eventually in his passing, I believe that was in 1931, he willed the land to the city of Melrose. Shortly thereafter, the tower itself burnt down, and Melrose built this one in 1931. And it's just a really, I don't really know what more to say about it. I mean, growing up as a kid, it was rumored to be like a World War II lookout tower, and there's like these things that look like shackles in there that apparently were for like flagpoles and stuff, which they're using it for that purpose now. But there was all kinds of rumors about this place when we were growing up, that it was a jail and it was a lookout tower and all kinds of just weird stuff like that. But all it really is a really neat, just like tower at the summit of what is now called Mount Hood Golf Course Memorial Park. Again, growing up, we used to hang out in this place. The gate wasn't there and it wasn't locked down, and a lot of teenage firsts happened in this place. You know, we'd come up here to make out with our girlfriends, and or just come up with a case of beer and just have some drinks. And now it's mainly locked up until you get to the place. Here's a lovely view of Boston and the ocean, and that's before you even get to the top of it. But yeah, it was just basically a hangout place, and now it's just a neat little place to get to. It's locked, as you can see there, and there's a phone number inside that you can call, and they'll come unlock it, and the gentleman obviously did that for us. So let's crawl up inside this joint. It's only a couple stories tall, just a winding staircase. Just a little view of the outside there, no big deal. There used to be a ton of graffiti in here, and I think, and it's probably rightfully so that they lock it up now, especially at night. This place used to get thrashed all the time, especially the bottom there. I don't know why people would bring like sledgehammers and try and destroy this thing, or there was graffiti everywhere. Given the time, at the very top on the floor, it used to say Freddy Krueger will get you, and Krueger was spelled incorrectly. I think it was spelled with a C. So that had been there forever. But yeah, I mean, there's not really much more I can really say about it. I can just put up some pictures and some historical stuff. And when we get to the top here, I'll come back and we'll discuss what we're looking at. All right, so as you climb up to the top here, you'll see the cell phone tower things on the side of it now, and there's the flagpole that wasn't there when I was growing up. But aside from that, nothing's really changed. Now here's a really good view, and hopefully it's in focus. But right there, what you're looking at now is the actual city of Boston. Yeah, there it is. And I find it ironic that you can see all the way into Boston, the Atlantic Ocean. It's kind of an overcast day today. I picked the wrong day to go up there, but we were available to do it. But over here to the right is the actual city I grew up in. And you can see Boston, which is a handful of miles away, but yet the town in which this tower was built, you can't see Melrose at all. It's covered in nothing but trees and green. It doesn't seem that way when you're in Melrose, but yeah, what can you do? So let me just let you enjoy the scenic view. I'll put some music here in the background. There's only really one more thing I really want to talk about with this place, and that's really it. So that's pretty much it, guys. The only last thing of note, really, is as you exit the tower, which we'll do here in a second, if you go to the right, there's a little memorial stone for a gentleman by the name of Major Weston. September 24th, 1945. He was flying a B-25 bomber, I think it was called. And as he cleared through Massachusetts, he was going from New Hampshire to Boston, a routine flight, I guess they did. The plane caught fire, and his crew tried to put it out, but it engulfed the entire thing. So he basically told his crew to bail, and which of course they did. And as he passed over Melrose, he didn't want to crash into the populated area, I should say. He found Mount Hood and decided to bring the plane down there. Unfortunately, he perished, but his actions saved lots of lives, and Melrose decided to honor him by putting this memorial stone up at the scene of the crash. And if you want to pause it and read it, it's really interesting. You can look it up too. It's it's a sad story, but it's a story of courage, and I mean, there's not really much more you can say about that. And of course, there's a bench behind there. We just had 4th of July, so the flags must have fallen down. Someone put them up there, but. So that's it. That's Mount Hood, and that's the Mount Hood Tower where my 100th video Halloween special was filmed. Guys, if you really like this, let me know. Leave a comment down below. Thumbs up, thumbs down. No feedbacks negative, it's all positive to me. And if you want me to do more on this type of thing here in Massachusetts or New England in general, or if there's something that you've read about that you want to know about here locally, I'll try to get out there to it. So guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to leave feedback. And until next time, take care. And bye-bye. Hey, what's up, folks? The Creep here. Thank you, as always, so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe for more. You can follow The Creep on social media, and feel free to reach out at any time here on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Creep would love to hear from you. And as always, thank you, take care, and bye-bye.